Weekly reminder that the Sabbath day was yesterday, the seventh day of the week, that's Saturday, and you were supposed to rest in that day. You weren't supposed to work by yourself or make others work by yourself. And you were supposed to gather with individuals that are also keeping the Sabbath day, Saturday dawn to Sunday dawn, because a book of remembrance is written for them. And God's wrath won't be poured on them. And that's in Malachi 3:16. They're called this royal priesthood and peculiar people that you see back in Exodus 19 and quoted again in 1 Peter 2, about how these people that are this royal priesthood, these peculiar people and something else, they're the ones that are going to get this promise and that are going to make it into the promised land, dwelling with milk and honey. So basically they're the ones that are going to get the promise that God fulfilled to Abraham, that God made to Abraham. And so you want to be part of these people. You want to be a royal priesthood. You want to be these peculiar people, this treasure, these jewels unto God. And the only way that you can become those people is if you're keeping the 10 Commandments, including the weekly Saturday Sabbath. You're not going to be those people. You're not going to get the promises of God if you're, one, breaking the commandments, which includes breaking the Sabbath, which pretty much includes going to worship sun god worship on Sundays at the church. Because really, when you do that, when you go to church on Sunday, okay, one, you're breaking the fourth commandment, right? Two, you're going to worship this Jesus character, who claims to be God, at least for most of the denominations. They're going to these places of worship on Sunday to worship this person named God, who exalts himself as God and places himself above God. 2 Thessalonians 2. And I forget where else. But yeah, it's like you're doing multiple things that are wrong on Sunday. You're breaking multiple commandments by going to church on Sunday. And now the church is being fulfilled. 2 Timothy 4, right? They're all becoming apostate. They fall away from sound doctrine. They're teaching false doctrine filled with these false pastors. Jeremiah 23, Ezekiel 34, leading the flock astray, right? People are going in because they want to know the truth. At least some of them they have a heart to know the truth and want to love God, but because they're going to these places that are feeding them lies, they're not getting that. And so God is very angry with these people. And these people are going to get severely punished once tribulation begins and when Yeshua returns, because these people are supposed to be teaching you and feeding you the true word of God, but they're not doing that. And then you have, of course, what the church has done. Romans 1, they've literally given you up to lawlessness and a reprobate mind and doing things that are unseemly to man. So you just got to stop going to church and keep the Sabbath.